Every headline says the same thing. America is experiencing a massive labor shortage. But I think the real question is, and no one is asking, is do we have an actual labor shortage, or do we just have a shortage of people who are not willing to work for the wages that are being offered to do this type of labor? We've all seen the statistics: 500,000 electricians needed by 2030, 400,000 plumbers needed by 2028, 50,000 welders needed right now. The fact of the matter is, you can drive down the road and you can see billboards, you can see signs, McDonald's, In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A hiring $15 an hour starting out. That's what you start out making as a laborer electrician. I think that's where the real issue is. Hi, my name is Austin. I am a journeyman lineman by trade. I went through an IBW union lineman apprenticeship through the Northwest from the years of 2017 to 2020. The trades is all I knew. There's just something that I've been thinking about and I want to rant a little bit about, and I think a lot of you guys will agree on this, is I don't think so much that we have a shortage of people who don't want to do the labor in blue collar construction jobs. I think we have a shortage of companies not wanting to pay the money to train and to bring on new talent, not wanting to pay the money that isn't McDonald's fast food wages. A lot of you guys commented on the previous video I made, the top 3 trades with the biggest labor shortage: electricians, plumbers, welders. I don't even think the statistics matter. The fact of the matter is, trade workers have always been needed and they always will be needed. So the numbers don't really matter. There will always be a need for electricians, plumbers, HVAC techs, welders, pipe fitters, linemen, electricians, iron workers, you name it.
People needed to maintain, inspect, repair, maintain our infrastructure across sectors: energy, water, supply chain, and the likes. AI can't fix, bridges. AI can't repair machinery.
From the beginning of time, men and women have been doing physical labor to construct buildings. And then as the Industrial Revolution and electricity and stuff started coming out, of course, it opened up more opportunities. We needed people, skilled tradesmen, to do this stuff. That will never go away. Now, things will be automated. AI technology will help process some of this stuff, but there'll always be a need for tradespeople to do this type of work. So that's not going to go away. And I don't think that's the issue here. I don't think that we have a shortage of people who want to do it. Speaking of the statistics, you could say, yeah, we need 550,000 electricians by 2030. I don't think it really is about we need electricians by 2030. It's the fact that, hey, we're looking for experienced electricians right now. We need journeyman electricians. We need master electricians. We need electricians that have 5 to 10 year experience, because a lot of these companies, contractors, they have deadlines, they have budgets they need to meet, and spending the time and the money to bring on new talent is going to slow that, or it's going to go over their budget, or they're not going to meet their deadlines because of that. So they want talent, they want experience working for them so they can get these jobs done. But that's an issue. That's just creating more of a trade gap, age gap, wage gap. And that's one of the biggest problems that I see right now. Now, the other issue is, yes, starting pay. And I'm very 50-50 on this. $15 an hour to dig ditches, I think is low, of course. I don't think $15 an hour is really something that should be paid for even a laborer. Now, there is something I want to state, and this is what I feel pretty strongly about, is that I don't think you should be starting out making $30, $40 an hour in a trade if you don't have any experience. Guys like me, and I'm not even part of like the boomer generation at all, but I do think that you will have to start at the bottom somewhere. If you can't provide experience, if skills in a trade that you want to go work, you have to be able to provide the value. And the company shouldn't have to pay you $100,000 a year if you can't even provide them the value or the experience or the skills that they're looking for. Just like apprentice, you start as a groundman, as a first step apprentice, you're going to be making the bottom wages. You're making $25, $30 an hour. Now in the union, luckily, if you get into a union apprenticeship, you can get that pay increase every 6 months or 6 months to a year. You can get a pay increase if you're starting at $25 an hour, and every year through the years, you'll work your way up to journeyman wages, which might be 40, 50, 60, 70, $80 an hour, depending on location and where you're at. Now, not all places offer apprenticeships and things like that. So it is kind of like, well, if I'm going to go work for this mom and pop shop or this electrician company in my town, is there even going to be that light at the end of the tunnel where I can see, okay, if I start at 20 bucks an hour, can I make 40 bucks an hour or more in the next 3, 4, 5 to 10 years down the road? And that hope is missing. People do not see that hope. And there's a reason why people are like, screw it. I'd rather stay at home and make no money or live off welfare or the government than make 15 bucks an hour busting my butt. Or, hey, I'd rather go flip burgers at McDonald's for 15 bucks an hour than dig ditches. Do I agree with that? I don't know. I would never want to work at McDonald's. That's just me personally. But all these ideologies, all this, the society, the culture, this is the way they think. And this is why we're experiencing this trade gap, this trade shortage, is because of flowing all downhill from companies, contractors, or unions not being able to bring on new apprentices, not wanting to pay for new talent to train them. And that's causing this gap that only gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as the years go on. I'd be curious for some of you viewing this video, what would be a starting wage that you would start at the bottom as a laborer, as a groundman, as a tradesman in a trade for you to actually be interested in working in a trade, whether that be a plumbing trade or electrician or an HVAC or carpentry, some construction trade somewhere. What would be a good starting wage for some of you guys for you to be like, yeah, I would do that for that wage if I knew that I could make more in the future years? If that hope is missing, which the PR sucks from unions and contractors and these companies out there that do construction work, blue collar work, they are terrible at telling the public, hey, hello, yeah, you might start at 20, 25 bucks an hour, but listen, you will be making more money as the years go on, as you get more experience and you build new skills and you show and provide value. You'll start to make more money. You will get benefits, health benefits, dental, eye. You will have a retirement. These things are not talked about. And whether or not a company or not provides about it, these are things that companies have to start doing in order to really shrink this labor shortage. There's only so much experienced electricians, plumbers, HVAC techs, linemen, tradesmen as a whole out there. Those guys are already working. They're already working for a company that they like, that they get good pay from. They have the benefits, whether that be union or non-union. They're already working and they're going to retire in the next 10 to 15 years. But in that next 10 to 15 years, we have to bring in new talent. That's the only way to fix this. There's a lot of you out there, I know, that want to get into the trades. I know there's a lot of you out there that want to become linemen. I know that because I get a lot of question of that from you guys all the time. From the emails, from the DMs on Instagram and TikTok, from the comment section. A lot of you guys want to become linemen. It's a saturated market. It's competitive. A lot of you guys want to do it. But why do you want to do that? And this is something I would like to speak on, is that I know a lot of you want to become a lineman is because you know there's a good career. There's light at the end of the tunnel. You know there's benefits. You know there's good money to be made. You know there's a good apprenticeship. You know you'll be able to provide for your family. You know there will always be work because it's with electricity and there's always going to be the need for electricity. That's why a lot of you guys want to become linemen. There's hope. You guys can see that hope. Now, hope is missing in a lot of trades, but I would like to give that hope for a lot of trades. Electricians, plumbers, HVAC techs, iron workers, pipe fitters, welders. There's hope. There's good companies out there. There's unions out there. There's apprenticeships out there that offer good benefits, that offer good hourly pay, that offer light at the end of the tunnel for you to start at a low wage but be making six figures plus in the next 5 to 10 years. So there's hope out there for you guys. That obviously all depends on location and state. So I can't tell you in Tennessee or in Kentucky or Louisiana or Texas that you can go work for an HVAC company in 5 years you'll be making $150,000 a year. I can't tell you that, but I would like to give some hope, okay? The future's looking bright. There's a lot of work. The tide's turning. And I think companies, these contractors are going to be forced to switch up their game plan, because if they don't, they're going to be in a real world of hurt. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video with Blue Collar Edu, here to expose, teach, educate you guys about blue collar career opportunities, how to get started in the skilled trades. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and please subscribe for more blue collar education. With all that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next video.